Hello everyone, it's great to have your company. Before we jump into a very, very special one-day special, let me tell you about the prize pool I have in front of me right now. Currently standing at £1,799.09. Let's add another £50 worth of value to this prize pool. I know, it's all part of our summer festival of quilting. Let's add some fabric from Riley Blake. This is beautiful, Once in a Blue Mood. Absolutely gorgeous and sensational. And then we're going to add a spool of meta thread. Oh my goodness, this is worth £50. That takes the prize pool, I don't even know where I'm going to put it. That takes the prize pool up to £1,849 and 9p. My word, how can you get hold of this? Well, you lucky people, all you have to do is order something in our soft craft shows. You can order from as many shows as you like and it will give you more entries, more chances to win. We will be announcing the winner on the 4th of August at 4 p.m. We're very excited about that. We're very excited for you. So keep watching the shows as the mega bundle grows. That is fabulous. I love that line. And the prizes will be added throughout the week and everything could be yours. So the lucky winner will be announced, as we've just said, at 4 p.m. on final call at 4 on the 4th of August. Now, oh my word, we've got a one-day special, very special for you. And I'll tell you why it's for special, because it is a TV launch. Oh my goodness. If you are a fan of Jane Austen, you will know instantly exactly what you're going to go for, and you're going to get it in your basket and check on out. And even if you've never read a book, how dare I say that, on live TV by Jane Austen, then if you are a lover of pure, beautiful fabric, then you are going to enjoy this show, because all of the fabric comes from that great company from America, from Utah, from Riley Blake. Now, my goodness, where do we start? Well, we do have a gorgeous guest here with us in the studio. We've got Susie. Good evening, Susie.
Good evening.
How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
How excited are you?
Very, I can't sit down. I'm so excited.
Well, we will let you sit down, Susie, but Susie played a huge part in bringing this collection of wonderful fabrics, all based, of course, on Jane Austen herself, and named after the books and the characters. So if you are a huge fan, stay with us for the hour. And if you want to email in at any time, then you can do as well. I'm sure we've got a lovely show lined up for you. So let's just explain to you your one-day special so we can get into explaining the fabrics. We've got two options for you. You're already buying them. So your first option right here, this is your Pride and Prejudice and Emma. I'll take you through the names of all the fabrics with Susie, but they all correspond to characters in the book, and they are all ½ meters in length. So you get 7 in your first set. The second set, that's 164711. The second set is Sense and Sensibility, Mansfield Park, and Persuasion. Do you recognise the books? I'm sure you do, and I'm sure you're going to recognise the characters as well. So beautiful fabrics from Riley Blake. Oh my goodness, we are busy, we really are. Now, I believe the quote from Jane Austen was, and I've got to get this right, there's nothing like staying at home for real comfort. And when you are making and creating from these gorgeous fabrics, that's exactly what you're doing. You're making your home comfortable to be in. Whether you're using these for cushions, upholstery, whether you're using these for maybe for some dresses for yourself. We've got some gorgeous little dresses to show you later. The choice is going to be entirely yours. And we were talking about this in the meeting earlier on. I think people are going to buy some of this collection just to have it. Just to have it. Now, I do need to tell you, when it's gone, and I do mean that. This is a TV exclusive. We are launching it right here. We're so super excited, and we want to thank Riley Blake for that. And we want to thank, of course, the wonderful Susie as well. £44.93. You're saving £11 on your one-day special. You've got Flexi as well. Oh my goodness, £22.47 today means you get your one-day special home, and then we'll take a payment in a month's time. Now, we do have a pick and mix before we chat with Susie, which includes all of your one-day special and some extra fabrics for you with your pick and mix. The exciting thing about that, if you go for 2 of the same variety, 2 of the same fabric, it'll be in a continuous cut for you. So you'll pick and mix, you get to choose any 2 for £15.98, and you've got 20 options. Maybe some of you are going to go for the one-day special and a pick and mix as well. It's entirely up to you. So Susie, that's got all of that out of the way. People are buying, we're busy already, but we're very excited to have you on board, of course, because you played a huge part in bringing these fabrics to Riley Blake. Can we talk about how we've got to this point?
So the co-owner of Riley Blake Designs, Cindy Cloward, attended a lecture on Jane Austen. She is a massive Jane Austen fan, and they were talking about the coverlet. And through the lecture, it transpired that there were a number of fabrics within this, over 64 fabrics. And at the end of the lecture, Cindy approached the museum curator and said, "Has anyone done anything with fabrics?" And they said no. So she said, "Can we?"
Wow, just by asking.
I know, it's amazing. So from that, 2 years very hard work has resulted in the fabrics you see today. So they are replications of the exact fabrics in the coverlet made by Jane Austen, her sister Cassandra, and her mother, who was also called Cassandra.
Yes.
So they aren't designs we've come up with. There are a couple that we have created to bring together other elements from the museum, but they are actually fabrics and the colours of the coverlet fabrics as well.
Now, can we talk about why it's called a coverlet and not a quilt? Because this is also very... Maybe you guys know this at home, and that's absolutely fine, but there will be people out there that are going to learn from this show. So can we tell them that?
So a quilt has 3 layers traditionally. It has a backing, then it has its fluffy wadding or batting, some people call it, and then you have your top layer. And all that together is bound round the edge. So that is what a quilt is. Now, a coverlet is all of that in the same order, but no fluffy bit in the middle. So it's literally just a backing and your top piece. So it's lighter weight, although I have to say in this instance it's not lightweight.
No.
But it means that you haven't got the sort of density or the snuggly thing.
Yes, yes.
Coverlets drape round you.
Yeah, and you see those in stately homes, don't you?
Absolutely, yes.
If you've ever visited a stately home, you see how they drape over the whole of the bed, because their beds were very, very high, so their drape was very, very long, and it needed to be of that consistency to do so. We've got a picture, as you see here, of the original coverlet there, and there's some amazing details about that, how it's got 232 smaller diamonds on there, and approximately 12 stitches per inch, so it's really gone into detail with it, hasn't it?
Yes. Yes.
Incredible. I do need to tell you, we do have a quilt kit on the show. It's absolutely flying. I've not got to it yet, but I do need to bring the details up because, oh my word, we are so busy. So sorry about this, Susie.
No,
we'll just let
fine.
people know about this at home. It's gorgeous. 2/3 of the stock has gone. Look at that price, though, £27.53. My word. Now, you get a 91 centimetre panel and you get 2 half-metre fabrics. And is this a replica?
It is.
Yes.
So what we did was we replicated the centre, not the entire centre, just the immediate centre of the original coverlet, and did it as a panel.
Can I just tell everyone at home? Sorry, Susie, we've sold out.
Oh, I won't.
Is that it? Is it gone? We can we'll continue saying a few things about it, but it has now gone. You see, it's a technical sellout. That's how busy we are. Sorry, Susie,
No,
just to let
absolutely
people
fine.
know.
So what I've done for the show is created a quilt kit for it. And what I will do is put the instructions on the Hochanda site.
Wow.
So that people who buy the kit, if they don't know where to start, they can use my instructions or they can make up their own. But I've combined it with the navy spot, which features as the sashing in the original coverlet and obviously in the panel, and correspondence, which is actually copies of Jane Austen's actual handwriting.
Oh my word!
So the fabrics you get in the quilt will allow you to do those the double border and the binding. What you will need to buy extra, obviously, is your wadding.
Yes.
If you want to make it a quilt, and your fabric for the back. I've used Jane
Right.
because I thought it was appropriate.
And Jane, yeah, of course, Jane is in the Pride and Prejudice
It is, yes.
collection, Pride and Prejudice and Emma collection of your one-day special. Oh my word, we're having a very busy show. Right, shall we talk through the fabrics?
Let's do that.
Let's do that. Remember, there is a pick and mix, so if you want to, you can go for your pick and mix, choose any 2 fabrics, and if you choose 2 the same, you'll get a continuous cut. So they are ½ metre, so if it's a continuous cut, it's going to be 1 metre in length, which is fabulous for you. Your 2 one-day specials, we're going to run through those. Let's start with the Pride and Prejudice and Emma. So we'll start with the fabrics. What I'll do is I'll just fold them back so you can see more of the fabrics. I know you've got some there as well, Susie. So we'll start. The first one's Harriet.
It is. Harriet features in Emma and in fact in the Watsons as well.
Yeah, well, you're a huge fan of Jane Austen.
Can you tell?
Yes, yes. It's a beautiful floral design, isn't it?
It is really lovely. I mean, if you're making garments for little people, little girls,
yes.
I mean, this is just gorgeous.
Yeah, it is,
for
isn't it?
a little girl's dress. But it's also fabulous for English paper piecing projects or small patchwork projects.
That's a lovely
because
idea.
of the detail of the print.
That is a lovely idea, that really is. I love the colours that are used in there as well, with the pinks and the blues, and then you've got some like lighter brown colour, so
yes.
it's a really, really nice, beautiful collection of colours.
Well, actually, that sort of collection transposes throughout the whole collection itself. Yes. So pick and mixing makes it a doddle to put things together.
It certainly does. Right, let's go to the next one. This is Elizabeth. I do like Elizabeth. That is absolutely gorgeous and very luxurious as well.
Yes, I mean, I think this would be lovely in cushions and, I mean, even a skirt out of this, because the print's wider, the repeat is bigger, so you can use it for bigger projects. A summer's dress, tea party dress, would look absolutely divine in this.
How lovely. Yes, it really would. Or maybe some lining to a jacket or the back of a jacket,
cool.
or a little waistcoat, something
Yes.
like that. Oh, wouldn't that be lovely? Especially if you know someone that's getting married and little page boys or little bridesmaid girls or bridesmaid boys and page boys, girls, whatever it is you have these days. But anyway, they'll look fantastic.
The extras.
Oh, the first option, Susie, 30% of the stock has gone.
Oh, my
30% of the stock of the first option. And when it's gone, it's gone. I've been told that. Absolutely, when it's gone, it's gone. Right, the next one is Jane. The next one is Jane. So let's just bring that over. Now, that is beautiful.
Yes, again, it's midway repeat on it. Again, all the colours, that sort of grey blue, the warm brown and the peachy pinks. Really pretty again, but great for glasses, cases, anything really.
When you say
e-reader case.
Midway repeat.
So I would say that the first one we looked at, which was Harriet, had a small repeat on it, so it was quite close together.
Got you, yes.
Yeah. Whereas Elizabeth was wider apart,
Yep.
so if you used it for a small project, you'd only see a tiny bit of it. This one is sort of halfway house, but transposes into big projects as well, you know, as backing.
Yes, I see. Interesting, isn't it? Learning so much. Right, next one along, I'm being helped by my little cue cards. Next one along is Cassandra. Now, you've got some gorgeous space of blue in the background to this, which really does show off the pattern remarkably.
Yeah.
Really like that.
I love this duck egg blue colour. And actually, Cassandra doesn't feature in any of the books, but we included it because Cassandra, who was both Jane's mother and sister, were such important influences, and they were the other sewers of the original coverlet. So we had to get Cassandra in there somehow.
Yes, yeah. And Jane herself, you know, an extraordinary seamstress, loved making and creating, cutting up things and recreating, as it were. Right, the next one along is Lady Catherine.
Yes, well, for anyone who's obviously seen any of the films, they'll know that the character of Lady Catherine is quite an austere character,
yes.
Very regal. So we went for the deep reds and the wider print fabric that was in the coverlet we named after Lady Catherine to emulate that.
It's gorgeous, isn't it? And these will all work together. You know, could you make if you're making a quilt out of these, they all work together even though they're different patterns?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, the tote bag that's on the front of the counter here has got absolutely every fabric in it, and it works. It doesn't look crowded, it doesn't look overdone. It's all
Yeah, that looks beautiful,
comes together
doesn't it?
because you've got the same colour hues and tones running throughout the fabrics within their designs. They
Yes.
all come together somehow and they don't clash. It is quite incredible.
Yeah. Now the next one is Emma.
It
So the
is.
next one, Emma, so you've got that lovely red and repeating pattern on there.
Yes, this is the darkest one of them all, the deep red. Beautiful though, but again, you know, I would love a summer dress in this.
Yeah, it would look lovely. I see you've made a book cover.
I have.
In this particular
For my
fabric
copy of Emma,
Yes,
in fact.
which is what a wonderful way of using fabric to cover your very own Jane Austen book, or maybe make a bookmark as well, as we were talking about.
Yes, we've done those as well. We've got those at the front of the
Yeah.
counter.
Which is fantastic. What do you call the things that go on the side of curtains that take them back?
Oh, the tiebacks.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's called a tieback, isn't it? That's exactly what it's called. They would look fantastic in this fabric.
Yeah,
Yeah, it really
absolutely,
would.
yeah.
And then your one-day special, the final option, well, not option, the final piece in the first option is called, get my words out. Caroline, that's it, Caroline. Again, another lovely, beautiful pattern with a darker colour in the background this time.
Yes, so Caroline was in Pride and Prejudice. And again, she was quite an austere character. So this was quite a deep fabric colourway. So again, we wanted to use quite a strong character, which indeed Caroline was. So that's why we named her, or named this Caroline.
Well, I do need to tell you now that your first option, Pride and Prejudice and Emma, 40% of the stock has gone. We're only in the first hour, 16 minutes in. When it's gone, it's gone. I just feel sorry for anyone that was thinking of joining us later on today or tomorrow. That's all I'll say. Right, let's move on to the next option. Now, we are aware you like your demonstrations here at Hochanda, and we will give you some. But what's really nice is to talk through the different fabrics, because this is such a special launch, and we've got Susie that's actually spearheaded this particular collection together, so it's really nice to spend time with Susie and your good selves, of course, and go through your options. Right, the second one, 164711, that's your item number, available on FlexiBuy. This is your Sense and Sensibility, Mansfield Park and Persuasion. So we'll head to the first one. Is this Anne, the first one?
No, this first one is Sophia.
Oh, now I can see a castle in here.
Yes,
Can you?
it's beautiful, isn't it? That
Yeah.
the castle, and then have you noticed the like gazebo bit as well?
Yeah, I do.
This is the
stunning.
only one that has, apart from correspondence, this is the only one that has a way to lie. You can't. It
Got
won't
you, yeah.
go.
It's directional.
Yeah, definitely directional. But what I love about this is because the images are quite small, you can fussy cut.
Yes.
And they'd be perfect for EPP, fussy cut pieces. They'd be, imagine doing a princess type dress with this, because you've got a fairy castle on there.
It's
think it's
absolutely
so
gorgeous.
So
and
cute.
I think cushions as well look lovely in that, because it
Yeah.
tells a story. It's the kind of fabric that you
Absolutely.
look at, you see the colours, but then you note that there are actually little pictures in there as well.
You
So
could do
pretty.
a book pillow and then
book,
put a
yes.
princess or a prince story inside, a fairy story inside it, couldn't you?
Oh, what a great! I'm getting goosebumps. What a great idea. Right, next up, is this Eleanor?
Where are we? Mine are in a different order. Yes, I think we are. That is Eleanor. Do you know, I have to tell you, Janice, there is a fabulous thing that we've added to the selvage.
Have you?
We have added, I don't
Have
know
you
if the
got that
camera
there?
can pick it
Yes.
up on the overhead. So if I turn this, you can see the selvage. The selvage has got Jane Austen's script on it, but it also has the name of the fabric. I've typically picked up a piece that hasn't got it, but it has the name of the fabric on your selvage as well.
Let's see. I've got one
And
here.
you've got all your colourways that are within it. So if you're looking to get solids to go with any of these,
Yes.
you can cut your selvage off and take it with you shopping to
Look,
get your solids.
Oh, look at this, everyone, and look, are they in the shapes of books?
They are. How cool
Oh,
is
now
that?
look at that, attention to detail. Now, anything that you make and create is for personal use only. It does say it there on the
Yes.
salvage. That will gently give you a reminder. So you can make for your family and your friends, but it's
Absolutely.
for personal use, no selling.
Yes, you're not allowed to sell.
Well,
Yeah.
you know, we can respect that, I
Yes.
think, don't you? Right, so that's Eleanor. Next up, this one, let me just turn that over, is...
This is Anne, isn't it?
Is Anne, it is. This is Anne. I'm going through my little
So
checklist
this is what
here.
we've made the children's dress from. My daughter made the dress, actually.
Oh.
Phoebe.
And is that the dress that's on the...
On the,
Oh, isn't that
on
lovely?
the
I might-
little mannequin, yes.
I might just
so
turn
that's
that
from
to you.
using one of the Liberty patterns.
There you
So-
oh, are we turn? Oh, sorry, we turn it that way. There you go. I was turning it the other way. Isn't that pretty? And that fabric,
That's Julia.
that's Julia. There you go. Oh, that is absolutely delightful.
So cute, isn't it?
Yes, it really is. Do
She
like
did
that.
try and model it, but she is nearly 6 foot, so you can imagine it didn't really work very well.
Your daughter's 6 foot.
Nearly, yes.
Wow. Yes. Best.
She's
best not
certainly
do
not
that.
that side.
We do have some dress patterns on the show, by the way, so do shop ahead. Right, next up, let's pop that over there. I'm going to go through my card, see if I can recognise this one. It's the pattern is closer together on this one. Some lovely peach and brown colours
Yes.
in there. Can't you tell I'm filling for time to try and find the name? That one is...
Begins with an M.
Oh, you're just... I think that's Anne.
No, we've
No.
just had Anne.
No, we've
so it's
just
the
had
one
Anne,
after.
of course. It's not Sophia, we've had Sophia. Is it Margaret?
It is indeed.
It is Margaret, there you go, Margaret,
It is
there
Margaret. Yeah.
she is. It's like I'm playing a dating game,
It's
isn't
good,
it? No
isn't it?
disrespect
Yeah.
to Jane Austen or her
I know.
family or anything else.
It's good. I love Margaret with that orangey tone and the browns. It's summery. It's really summery because it reminds you, even the flowers look like little sunflowers as well. Again, great one for any detailed work that you want to do. So if you're going to chop it up into bookmarks or to do patchworking at
Yeah.
2.5-inch scale,
It's
then
lovely, isn't
it's
it?
ideal print for that one. I made a little basket with it
It's
because my
fabulous.
workroom at home has got a chair, has a big
How
reading
lovely.
chair in it that happens to be the exact colours in Margaret. So I
wow.
made myself a little basket to put my snacks in.
And, you know, I like the little bits of sky blue in there,
Yes.
which really matches the next fabric we've got, which is Julia.
It is.
Here she is. Here's Julia. Lovely fabric to have.
Again, a beautiful duck egg blue colour. Nice big print. So again, if you're looking to make skirts, dresses, big items, you know, huge roll cushions for the top of your bed or anything that... what about a pair of trousers? I think that would look awesome as a pair of
Oh,
trousers.
do you know something? Yeah, for the hot summer nights or
Yeah.
some gym jams.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Yeah, they would look absolutely superb. Beautiful colour and a lovely pattern. Right, Marianne. Marianne is up next.
She is, yeah. So one of the browns again, a warm brown with the peachy tones in it and that lovely green tone as well.
That is gorgeous.
Great again for fussy cutting because those flowers really stand out, so you could do some amazing EPP work with
Wow.
that.
Definitely. And I love the little black tips on the end as well, which really define it, and the white work
squiggles,
that's in
yeah.
there. That is superb. And then the next one was my nickname as a child. Yes, who would have thought my nickname after a character from Jane Austen book? It's Fanny.
Of course it is.
Of course it is. That's it. Here she is, little Fanny. That's what I was called.
This one I think is
Fanny
quite...
Annie.
Fanny Ann.
That was it, yeah.
My mum used to shout Fanny Ann up the stairs
Is that
as well.
funny? That
Yeah.
Was she naughty in the book, do you think?
Fanny.
Yes. What was her character?
She was from Mansfield Park. She's the main character. No, she wasn't really naughty. No.
Oh.
No. But it's a name that's died away. We don't
Yes.
have it so much now, do
No,
we?
no.
So, unlike the others that have carried on,
Yeah.
it's not really one we use.
But it's a beautiful piece of fabric. You've got the trees in there as well, and then you've got like
you've got
like
the basket,
yes,
which is similar to the basket in the centre panel of the coverlet itself, but not quite the same.
Yes, you're right. Yeah, so we've got a little hint to that, which is lovely.
So you could even use that fabric to recreate your own version as a table runner or placemats.
What a lovely idea.
And it's got quite exotic elements with the palm tree type design.
That's fantastic.
Even it almost looks like bonsai as well, I think.
Very much so. Yeah. Those are your 2 one-day specials available for you. We are extremely busy, and I do keep saying when they're gone, but it's true. 30% of the stock has gone of your second option. Right. Oh gosh, I need to tell you something about Pride and Prejudice and Emma. We're approaching half the stock gone.
Goodness.
Half the stock. Now, was Darcy in Pride and Prejudice?
He was.
He was. But he's not on the show, ladies. I'm sorry, and gentlemen. No. Unfortunately, we don't have Darcy.
Either of them.
Yeah. Were there 2 Darcys?
Well, there were 2 films, weren't there?
There were 2 films, yes. So we don't have either Darcy for you. Right, so your item number 164711 is your one-day special. You've got your 2 options. You're more than welcome to go for both if you want to, if your budget lends itself to that. And you can pay over 2 months. So we'll divide the cost of each one-day special into 2 papers of £22.47 for you. There's also a pick and mix for you that is available, and they are half meters, and there's 20 pieces of fabric. You choose 2, and if you wanted 2 of the same, it will be a continuous cut for you. And here are the other ones. These are absolutely gorgeous. Really do like these. Now, the one-day special fabrics, they're all included in your pick and mix, and then you've got these that are your extra. Now, with these, you've got some lovely and delightful colours as well. The polka dot, which is great. I mean, that will just go with everything. And then you've got the script, which we've seen elements of in the quilt, which is fabulous. Do these have names as well?
Yes, so the spotty one,
yes,
which was the sashing fabric on the coverlet, we've called Navy Spot because 2 of Jane's brothers were admirals in the Royal Navy.
How interesting.
And they were a very close family altogether. So we wanted to include that somehow. And believe it or not, it looks black on camera, but it is the darkest navy I have ever seen in my life.
That is
beautiful.
That really is.
It is lovely.
Gorgeous. The next one with the script on.
That's correspondence.
That is lovely. And within this, if I'm right in thinking, it's got like an ombre look to it, like a
yes,
vintage...
there's a shadow, yes, because I kept thinking I'd spilt something on it. Yeah. But it's got like almost like, not a watermark, but a faded element to it as well.
Yeah, I like that. I like that. Authentic.
I spend so long reading the words.
Do you?
Yeah, it's just amazing.
What are they words from?
They are actually words from a letter that is hanging in the Jane Austen House Museum in Charleston.
Wow.
That Jane actually wrote.
How amazing. Well, here's the thing. If you find sections of that you like, you could always put that in a frame.
Absolutely.
That would be a fantastic idea. Or on cushions, you know, and you could read.
Why not make yourself a pencil case?
What a great idea. Then the next one along, this is really nice. I like the colours in this. Unusual colours together, but it works really well.
It is really pretty, that one. And quite open compared to the others, and it features a bird, which we haven't seen yet.
It does. And what's this one called?
That one, I believe, is Charlotte.
Oh, I think that might be Charlotte.
It's not one that I've done a lot of work with, I must
It
be
is
honest.
Charlotte. Oh, do you know what? I found my little name tags.
Oh, there you go.
It is Charlotte. There she is. What a beautiful, delightful fabric. I do like that. Right, next up, if I'm right, this is Isabella.
It is, yeah.
Isabella.
Isabella has got a really big, strong star flower almost on it. So again, brilliant for bigger pieces of work, because if you chop down into it too much, unless you fussy cut, you're going to lose the design. So this is for your bigger projects, great for a wide back, you know, to go on the back of a quilt or a table runner or a placemat. Superb shirt, wouldn't it?
I'd like a shirt in that. If
really
anyone's watching. No, I'm only kidding. That is beautiful.
Teamed with maroon trousers.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yes. Right. Yes. I'm getting excited. Next up, we've got Penelope.
Yes.
Penelope.
Now, Penelope is similar design to Charlotte,
Yes.
but on brown rather
Yeah,
than
you
cream.
can see those. Yeah. I mean, no two Charlottes are the same.
No.
So this is Penelope, but it works well. She's got those beautiful colours in there. And then that leads us to our final one, which I think is
Georgiana.
Georgiana. Georgiana of the Times.
Indeed. And of course, she was Mr. Darcy's young sister. And because she was portrayed as quite a petite character, we thought that the petite design fitted quite well with that as well.
Yeah.
Little flowers, again, great
Beautiful.
for any of your little projects, as
Yeah.
well as dressmaking projects, skirts.
Absolutely fantastic.
Beautiful wall hangings.
Oh, we've got some news for you. The correspondence option, which one's that? The words.
That's
Here we go.
that's the letter.
It's sold out. Does that mean it's gone? Technical sellout. That means it's in your baskets. Do check on out. With the pick and mix, when they're gone, are they gone? I might be taking that away. And the navy option, the navy spots, limited stock on that one. So if you do want it, you've still got time. But yeah, get a jiffy on, get it in your basket and check on out. Right, we are going to go to a demonstration now with the lovely Susie. What are we going to have a look at?
So I thought I'd explain what English paper piecing is.
Yes.
Because we've been talking about it,
Yes.
but we haven't actually said what it is
Yeah,
yet.
it'd be nice to see.
And it emulates the actual coverlet itself.
Yes.
So English paper piecing is where you take a piece of fabric and cut into it. So on the overhead camera I can show you. So I've got a piece of Jane here, and I've also got a piece of Julia. Now you can do different shapes, but you want shapes that tessellate, if that makes sense.
Yes.
So it means they come together with no breaks, no gaps. And from that you build them up to be whatever you want. So I've made a pincushion for us using the hexes. I've also made wall hangings using diamonds. So I thought it'd be a good idea to show you what that's all about, because this is the method that the two Cassandras and Jane used.
Really?
Believe it or not,
To make the
coverlet, because they had obviously the sewing machines that we use now to zip through projects at breakneck speed weren't around. So
they made that by hand?
It's all hand stitched.
My
As you
goodness.
have already said, the stitch lines were, we've counted stitches 12 to an inch, which is unbelievable, given that they worked in candlelight most of the time.
Oh my goodness. You know the bits around the edge?
The borders, yes.
Were they all paper pieced, all the little mini
They're
diamonds?
all paper pieced as well. So
My
there are
goodness.
bits of the main panel piece, the 262 diamonds in the centre,
Yeah.
also feature in the border, but there are over 2,500 pieces
I've
in
just
the
seen
border.
that, 2,500, and that they were all paper pieced and sewn by
Absolutely.
hand. I look like a big giant, don't I, near that quilt? That is amazing.
I was actually privileged enough to be able to look underneath, and there's one part in the coverlet where it's coming unstitched, and
Did you stitch it up?
No, you can't. I mean, it was just unbelievable. I was actually in the cabinet at one stage. It was amazing.
Wow.
But you can see where the stitching was done, but you can also see what damage the sun had done to the coverlet before the museum got hold of it and put it in a superb display.
Just out of interest, who are these two?
So the red jacket is actually the navy jacket from one of her brothers.
How interesting.
And the muslin wrap
Yeah.
was hand-stitched by Jane herself. That was
Wow.
her muslin shawl.
Excellent.
And she's done all the embroidery detail on
Amazing.
it.
I thought it was something from Sergeant Pepper, but never mind.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Right.
So, English paper piecing. So when you decide what size you're going to cut your piece, this is the back piece of my pincushion that you've got on the stand over there.
Yeah.
When you know your size, what you then need to do is to cut yourself a piece of relatively stiff paper or card. I mean, I use just scraps. Great for scrap busting, this project. and you get to reuse them as well if you're careful how you do it. And it needs to be 1/4 of an inch smaller in dimensions than the fabric piece you've cut.
You're going to fold it over.
Because you're going to fold it over. So I'm going to use the hexagon to start with. Now, one of the great labour-saving inventions of the 21st century for EPP is this, the Sewline Glue Pen, which you've got on the show.
Yes, we'll bring the details up for that, everyone.
Absolutely. If you're going to do any form of sewing, you need this pen.
Okay.
Because this saves you hours of trying to hold something down while you're stitching it.
Okay.
But where you can't put a pin in. So
Perfect.
even if you're hemming. So with this, don't be alarmed. I know it's bright blue, but it goes clear when it dries. So I'm going to position my card in the centre, and I'm going to put a little bit of glue along the fabric. And I'm going to bend it over the top of the fabric, pulling it down and straight like that.
Excellent.
And then I'm just going to work my way round, pulling it straight, so as you bring it taut, it gives you really crisp corners.
So it's like a liquid pin.
It is
isn't it?
so cool.
Yeah.
It is so cool. And it's not messy either. You've not got loads of glue flying around, sticking your fingers together. But it's instant stick. You see, I can move around quite quickly. But normally, traditionally, Jane and her mother and sister would not have done this. They would have done what they call basting by hand. So they would have tacked it to the paper. So thankfully, I don't have to do that because I can do it even quicker by this method. So now you can see if I turn it over, I've got a really good hexagon shape with nice crisp corners ready for me to sew together. So no excuses for any shoddy sewing and gaps.
Okay.
Now the diamond is similar, except that obviously you're going to end up with little ears. And by ears, if I show you the mini ones I've got here, you can see what I mean. You're going to get little dog legs coming out. So what you need to do here is start in one direction as we did before, apply the glue to the fabric, and the reason you put it on the fabric, not the card, is because then you have control over where it's gone and you're not going to end up with stickiness everywhere. You only want it on the fabric. So you're going to pull it across, and you naturally get one point going one way and one the other if you work round your diamond. Don't be tempted to take it, you know, just go any old way. Do work round in a logical fashion, because that way everything lies nicely. Okay, so I missed that bit. So that gives you your diamond shape.
Perfect.
Okay, so then you have the task of sewing them together. Now sadly, because this is a hand sewn thing, this is not something you can cheat at.
Okay.
You do have to hand sew. Great project for sat in front of the telly. Many a film I've listened to rather than watched. But you can see what I've done is I've put 7 of the hexagons together, and I've now got to a stage where I want to fill in the gaps with diamonds. So I'm going to need to put my specs on for this because it is very small, and I'm hoping that the camera can pick this up. So my diamond that I've created is going to fit in this gap here.
Oh, okay.
Now with all sewing, well, not all sewing, but usually in sewing, it's right sides together. So what I'm going to do is twist this down so that my side of the hexagon and side of the diamond that need to be together are together. And then I've got a clip that I'm just going to use somewhere. There it is. Just to hold that in place so that my hands are free then to do sewing. Now the trick with English paper piecing is not to see your thread.
Okay.
And believe me, trying to see a thread on that coverlet was nigh on impossible. They were incredible sewers, the 3 of them. Amazing. It was breathtaking. So to start off, you don't want loads of knots because obviously you've got lots of joins in corners. So I was taught by Sue Daly, who's one of Riley Blake designers.
Yes.
A knicker knot.
A knicker knot.
A knicker knot is
Wow.
what she called it. Quite, yeah.
I was thinking about the variants of fabrics we've got on the show and which one you'd do a knicker knot with.
Exactly. Well, I'm doing it in navy spot at the moment. I don't know what else to say, really. So for this, all it is an anchor knot, really. And I'm sure there are other names for it out there, but Sue used to call it a knicker knot. So I'm hoping that you can see what I'm doing. So I'm just going to and wherever you attach, you literally are attaching the minutest amount of fabric you can get away with, rather than big bits. So you're going to pass your needle through the fabric tip.
Are you going through the paper?
No.
Right.
I am trying not to go through the paper. Okay, and you stop when you've got an end. Hold that end down, because that will just pull through if you don't. Then you're going to go loop over the top again and come back through. I'm going to take that out the way. I know this is going to be tricky to see on camera, so I will do my best to pick it up.
You're doing remarkable.
There you go. So I've got both sides in there. I haven't pulled my needle all the way through. I'm going to take one side of my thread round one way of the needle and hold it out the way.
Yep.
And then the thread that's coming out the back of the needle, I'm going to bring round to the front of the needle the other way round.
Okay.
And hold it down out the way. And then I'm going to pull my needle through. And it all looks like a jumbled cobweb until you pull it through. Try not to catch your dog ear, and you'll find that you've created yourself a knot.
Perfect.
And then you just carry on slip stitching or whip stitch, whichever you want to call it, just the very edge of each side all the way along. I got carried away the other day and I think I was doing 24 stitches to an inch. You don't have to be that thorough.
No.
Especially on a piece that is just ornamental.
Well, you could go, as Jane and her family did, with 12 stitches
you
per
can
inch.
indeed,
Should be
yes.
nice.
But the whole idea is that as you stitch, you're picking up both sides with no gaps between, big gaps between them, because otherwise, and not big pieces, otherwise you're going to see your threads, and that whole idea is you don't see your threads. It's the magic of sewing.
Yes.
So I'm nearly at the other end. So once you get to the other end, you are going to do another knicker knot to secure it.
Perfect.
And one question I have been asked is, why don't you just continue up the other side? Well, you can by all means, but if you do that and one bit comes undone, it then means you've got to redo the whole lot.
Yes. Okay.
Okay, so if I open this up, you can see, you can't see my stitching, but if I tug at it, because I haven't secured it, you can see the stitches are there. Don't know if you can catch that. They are there, but because I haven't secured it, you can't see them, so the rest of the piece is there.
Perfect.
So you carry on like that, you'd fill in all your pieces. Now, the reason why the glue is great rather than basting is A, it's quicker, but also at the end I can just unpeel my fabric from the back. And you'd do this once you'd finished sewing any seams involving that piece. You wouldn't do it on a piece that you then were going to sew as well, because otherwise you've lost your framework to work against.
Yep.
And then look at this, I've got my template to use for another project.
Look at that, that is amazing.
But it's kept its shape, it's kept its seam allowance folded over, and that is what the back of the coverlet looks like.
That
inside.
is absolutely fantastic. It really is. So that knicker knot was very good. So you could knicker knot Marianne, you could knicker knot your Sophia, you could knicker knot your Eleanor, you could knicker knot your Anne, you could knicker knot your Margaret, you could knicker knot Julia, and you could knicker knot the other one. Right.
And then you'd be in a right knot.
You certainly would. We've had a question about the bookmarks.
Yes.
Now, who emailed in? Christine emailed in. She said she'd like to see the bookmarks because these are absolutely lovely. And what a fantastic idea, because all of the fabrics, of course, Jane Austen.
Yes.
What a fantastic idea to actually make the bookmarks as well, and maybe correspond the bookmarks with the fabrics in the books.
So what I did was make a bookmark for each of the novels, and then on the back put correspondence and navy spot.
Oh, that is lovely. What a lovely idea. So those are the bookmarks. We've also had another question.
Yes.
About the actual, again from Christine, so thank you for emailing in, you really do appreciate it. About the size. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open one out for you, so you can see the size, because they are 1/2 metre.
Yes, so it's 1/2 metre. Well, I'm afraid because it's American, I was 44 inches wide.
That's fine.
From selvage to selvage is 44 inches, but you've got the 1/2 metre.
Do you know what? They look even better when you open them up. You know, you can see more of the pattern.
Absolutely stunning.
So there you go. That is the full size. These are your one-day special. If you're going for the pick and mix, it's the same size. But if you wanted, let's say, 2 of the same one, then it will be cut in a continuous cut. So if you wanted 2 of Emma, then it would be 1 metre. It would be a continuous cut. Still the same width, isn't it? But it's just the length that will change for you.
So you could make curtains.
Oh, yes.
If you've got one of these luxurious sheds, wouldn't it be fabulous to have some really beautiful curtains to hang inside it?
That would be gorgeous. Curtains made of Emma, curtains made of...
Exactly.
Charlotte, curtains made of, you get it, you get it. Right, your one-day special, let's give you a quick recap. We are so busy. You must be very proud, Susie.
It was an immense privilege for me to be involved in the project, because I love Jane Austen, as you may have noticed.
Yes.
So to be able to be sent down to the museum to actually go and analyse the colours and the quilt itself, take lots of measurements, and then be asked to create kits with the fabrics was just like every dream wrapped up and everything. It was just amazing. Yes.
It really is incredible, and for those people watching tonight, I'm sure it's been an absolute education as well. Even if you've never read a novel by Jane Austen, even if you don't know who Jane Austen is, you'll certainly want to learn about her when you see these sensational, beautiful fabrics that are available for you from Riley Blake. Now, let's start with the first option for you, because we've got 2 options in your one-day special. This is your Pride and Prejudice and Emma. 164711 is your item number, and it is available on FlexiBuy as well. Over half the stock has gone. Over half the stock. Wow. Very, very busy. And all of the fabrics are named after characters in the books. I'm just trying to make sure that I've got the right ones with the right ones, which I've probably mixed up. No, I've got them here.
Look for the
these
reds.
might not be in fabric order, but in this particular bundle, you do have Cassandra, Lady Catherine, you've got Emma in there, beautiful Emma, you've got Caroline, you've got Harriet, and you've got Elizabeth, and then you've got Jane. So those are in your first option, if you want to go for that. And it is the most popular option. That's the most popular option. You're more than welcome to go for both as well if you want to. 2 payments of £22.47. Then your next option is your Sense and Sensibility, Mansfield Park and Persuasion. And we are approaching 40% of the stock. When it's gone, everyone, it's gone. There's no extended or anything like that. And this one includes Anne. You've also got Margaret in here. You've got Fanny in here as well. Julia. Eleanor. Marianne. And Sophia. I know I'm having to read from the cards, and I'm sorry I'm not truly versed in the full characters of Jane Austen, but sometimes, you know, it's good to have these here so that you can remember. Now, we do have a pick and mix for you. They include all of the fabrics from your one-day specials. And you get to choose any two. So maybe you liked one of the fabrics from one of the one-day specials and you like one of the fabrics from the other one-day specials. Well, you can get one from each. It's a pick and mix, $15.98. Or you might want to get more. You might want to get more. Now, oh dear, I have some bad news. The first two have gone. I'm going to remove these. I'm sorry, everyone. I did say when they're gone, they're gone. That's why we're moving them. They're not coming back. I'm rolling those up carefully, popping them under there. They're gone. They're gone. So let's have a look at the remaining options for your pick and mix. All of them are available, but these are the extra ones. The first one is Charlotte, and you'll be able to see that beautiful bird in there. It's almost like a partridge if you have a look. I'm not sure what bird, or it might be a thrush actually. It's a beautiful bird. Gorgeous, look at the colours in that. So that's Charlotte, absolutely beautiful Charlotte. Then you've got Isabella. Now Isabella for me, I like the larger design in here and I love the colour of the background. That would make a superb shirt, I think. I think that would go with my skin tone. Can you see that as a sleeve on a shirt?
The shirt.
It really would. Mm. That is gorgeous. Like that. The next one, it's similar to Charlotte, but it's a different colour. This one's Penelope. This one's Penelope. Again, beautiful colours here. And then your final one, the final one, Georgiana. Georgiana, absolutely delightful. And again, a beautiful pattern with the colours in there as well. So that's your pick and mix, any two for $15.98. If you go for two of the same one, it'll be a continuous cut for you. They are 1/2 metre by, was it 44 inches?
Yes.
By 44 inches. It'll be a continuous cut if you go for two of the same. Remember, this is the first time that we've seen these on television. We're launching them right here. So let's have a look at the website because there are some patterns available for you. So it's really nice to actually pop these into your basket if you're buying on a flexi buy, because all of this will be half price. When I say half price, you'll be paying half today and half in a month's time, just dividing the cost. So we do have some patterns for you, some dresses. We've got the tote bag wadding for you. We've got the quilt binding express. We've got the June Taylor zippity-doo done pre-sewn zippers pack. Zippity-doo done, zippity-doo-dah, zippity-doo done, which is a great name. Just get it for the name. It's a great product as well. £14.99, and you've got your colour options in there as well. You've got your magic pens if you want to go for those, 50 pieces in total. And you've got your patchwork pins, which are very, very busy. And then you've got your quilt basting spray if you want to go for that one, £12.99. Right, so we've had an incredible first hour launch. Yes, this is a one-day special. It's supposed to last 24 hours. I don't think it will, because when it's gone, it has gone. We've already had a couple of sellouts on the pick and mix options, but we're very busy for both of your options for your one-day special. So you've got your Pride and Prejudice and Emma, and you've also got your Sense and Sensibility, Mansfield Park and Persuasion. So two different one-day special, two options for you, same price, but the Pride and Prejudice and Emma is approaching 60% of the stock gone. That has taken the lead. What's your favourite book? What's your favourite Jane Austen book? Email in if you want to. Catherine can give you a shout out and mention in the next show. What would it be? What would it be? Have a think about that. And as we say, if you've never read Jane Austen, it doesn't matter. The fabrics are absolutely beautiful. Right, what have you got planned for the next few shows, Susie? What demonstrations are coming up?
So I'm going to show you an easy way to cover a book.
Yes.
In fact, two ways I can show you to do that. We've got a patchwork pillow using the fabrics.
How lovely.
So it's an easy patchwork, it's not a onerous patchwork pillow to do. And then I've got the Alexandra tote, which uses all the fabrics, which is a quilt as you go project as well.
Oh, lovely.
As is one of the book covers I'm going to do, which that means that you haven't got to do lots of accurate measuring and cutting to start with, but not the accurate piecing together, because it's all done for you.
I like that.
So good. It's a quick one to do.
Excellent. Susie, have you enjoyed, I mean, this must have been, you know, quite nervous for you with it being, you know, your collection,
Yes.
and you've been part of this project right from the very beginning. How you feel the first hour's gone for you?
Well, I can't believe it's an hour. I mean, it feels like 10 minutes. It's
I
just
know,
amazing.
it just flies by,
well
doesn't
done
it?
for shutting me up, really.
Well, thank you. Thank you for all your demonstrations. We'll see you again at 8 o'clock tonight.
Yes.
Please continue to check out your baskets and make sure you get what you want. Remember, people to still buy in between the hours. The next live hour for you One Day Special is going to be at 8 o'clock tonight. We are so busy for both of the options and your pick and mix. You'll be able to see all the options for your pick and mix online, and the call centre, if you've not got the website, will be able to run you through the options as well. It's been great to have your company. We'll see you after the break. We've got another show coming up with our Catherine and Viva Decor. Yes, so don't go anywhere, and we'll see you after the break.